Hi, folks. So, yes. Hmm. So people choose the easy, safe path because pretty much they don't have to do anything. Well, they don't have to do as much, not in any way, shape, or form. To say it's like chalk and cheese is a massive understatement of fact. If you're of God, then God is going to help you to face the things that you need to face and to deal with the things that you need to deal with so that He can use you, so that you can be that vessel that He can use. When you're not of God, you don't get any of that because you wouldn't listen to God and do that stuff anyway. You choose the easy, safe path because it's easy. Yeah, that's the point. I know I've said on video that, and the reality is it's so blinking true, and it's incredibly unfortunate, but it's so true that if you've chosen that safe, easy path, choosing God, oh my goodness me. As I said, for me, it was difficult. I had to go through stuff. Oh, yes. Because I was broken as a kid, I had to be rebroken repeatedly. God, so many times. And how many times did I fall? Yeah, how many times did all this done? Going through all of that stuff that you have to go through, yeah, it's not easy. We've heard, people talking about it like it's being in an oven, being cooked, being moulded, like clay. What happens to clay when it's been moulded? It goes into the furnace to be finished. Well, if you were the clay and you had feelings, how would that feel? How would it be to go through that? Go through similar as a human being? It's not bloody easy in any way, shape, or form. And for people that have chosen that path, oh my goodness me. Because again, for me, the reality is I had to basically let go of all that stuff I'd learned that wasn't of God. I had to let go of it. It had to go and be replaced with that which is of God. For me, I didn't have to let go of that much because I've never really been conditioned as church or churchy. So therefore, I didn't have all that. Those that have all that, yeah, yeah, yeah. Many will start the journey. They will. They'll start the journey from church to God. And when they start to realize how painful it is, they stop. They go back to church. They go back to what is safe and easy because why? Why? They believe for all those years, while in safe and easy, that that path will lead to heaven somehow, right? Why go through all that crap to be of God if, well, pretty much, if you're going to go to heaven anyway, why go through all of that? What's the point? Why? It makes no sense, does it? To go through all of that pain and anguish and difficulty, it makes no sense. Because for most people, why do they go to church? Is it about relationship with God? Nope. No. They're tossing a coin that hell and heaven do exist. And if they do, then they want to be on the right side, so they go to church. It's got nothing to do with a relationship with God. So therefore, again, yeah. Well, so look at the people that I've just been talking about the last couple of weeks in the Vineyard Church. You've got the lovely couple, Matthew and Kimberly. As a couple, the world would see them as perfect. Perfect. She's a very attractive young lady. They have children. And, he can play the organ and, do a little bit of singing in church. So therefore, oh yeah, they are loved by the world. Absolutely loved. Yes, of course, they are. Absolutely and totally loved. And for them, yeah, the road from where they are to relationship with Father is going to be incredibly difficult because they have made their lives as such that they are loved. They're not loved by accident. They made choices that took them down this path. And so, therefore, yeah, they're going to have all of that ripped away. And ripped away is, yeah, how it would be. It would not be pleasant. It would not be easy. It would be incredibly difficult, to say the least. Well, because again, if you're like the focal people of church, if you're the trusted members of church, then having all of that ripped away, yeah. Again, this is why church is a trap. Because most people want to be like Matthew and Kimberly. Most people want to be like that. Trapped. Because, yeah, the deeper you go, the more difficult it is to get out. And the more likely you're just going to stay. As I say, for me, I was never in. I was never in. So for me, although it was difficult because of how I've been broken as a kid, having to be rebroken, my breaking had nothing to do with having to lose all of that. Yeah. When I had to face up to what I've been doing and what I believed it was all about and how wrong I was, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking for me, even though I was doing videos talking about understanding what giving your life to God is, being led by the Holy Spirit. And there was another point, I can't remember what the other point was. So therefore, I was sort of on track, but still understanding how far away I was. That was absolutely heartbreaking. Now, if that was heartbreaking for me, how is it going to be like for the likes of Matthew and Kimberly? For the people like that? Because every church has people like that. Oh, yes. Yeah. Every church has people like that. And as I say, people like that, yeah. Look, when I say how terrible hell's going to be, hell's not going to be terrible because demons are attacking you. No. Hell's going to be terrible because you know. You know how close you were, and you know what you did with it. And that's going to be what's going to torment you for eternity. The demons don't need to torment you. You're going to do it yourself. Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't know. But put it this way, for these people, yeah, I would spend days with them if it was what was needed to help them to get through that journey to go from where they are to have that relationship with Father. I would spend days with them, sleepless days with them, helping them to do that. Being there and just holding them while they go through it. Because the reality is that even though it can look like these people are the problem, and my God, does it, they could also be part of the solution. Could. And come on, didn't Paul or Saul, didn't Saul look like the problem? Didn't Peter look like the problem? So yeah, we can't see it from that point of view because, yeah, it's an earthly point of view that doesn't include what God is capable of and what God is doing. And so, yeah, even though it can seem like people like that are the problem, and yes, it can. Very much so. When I see people like that, I go, ugh. Yeah. And the reason why I go, ugh, is because I know everyone else thinks it's so beautiful and so lovely, but it's like having a cup of tea with 500 spoons of sugar in it. It's just too much. It's just too much. And there are people like that are just so sweet and so, and again, it's contrived, it's created to be that way in order to be loved and be liked by the people that love and like that. But God doesn't look at that and say that's just lovely. He looks at that and says that needs to be dealt with. There's a situation there that needs to be sorted. And I hope they get it sorted. I really, really do. Because again, no, when I look at it, for a second, I'm thinking, yeah, but they've had all the benefits of that for all that time. Yeah, they have. Yeah. But that's why their journey is going to be so bloody hard and so bloody horrendous from where they are to where they need to be. Because they've had all the benefits of that. Leaving that behind is going to be very difficult. Understanding what they did with what God gave them is going to be bloody horrendous to deal with. And so, yeah. Yeah. It's like Saul. Ananias didn't want to be there for Saul, did he? And it's very tempting for us not to want to be there for these people because these people had all the benefits of what's wrong with church. But the reality is, if you can save one person from eternity in hell, it's worth it. You take care. God bless.